Hello everyone, welcome to your Vinyasa sequence. Today you will need a strap and 2 blocks for your class. If you don't have a strap, grab a tie or a belt. And I'll also be working with some essential oils. So if you have an essential oil blend with you that you'd like to use, feel free to grab it now. So today I'm using the doTERRA Anchor blend, which is a steadying blend. It's a beautiful blend of lavender, cedarwood, frankincense, cinnamon, sandalwood, black pepper, and patchouli. So grab your oil, and if you have a roller blend, you can just rub some in the palm of your hands or place a drop into the palm of your hand. And we're going to rub our hands together. And if you don't have oil, you can rub your hands together anyway. And then just start to take a few deep breaths of the oil if you do have any. Breathing in the scent, inhaling through your nose, exhaling out your mouth. And then feel free to rub the oil on the back of your neck, on your chest, in your heart space. Maybe placing both hands onto your heart. And just taking this time to set an intention for your practice. Whatever it is that you need from your practice today, draw it to your heart space. Something that you can take with you into the rest of your day. Maybe it's patience, maybe it's love, forgiveness, compassion, creativity. Now that we are here at home, what can we do with our time? And how can we react to everything that is going on? So once you've found your intention, breathe it in. And exhale, sigh it out. So I also like to sweep my aura with the oils and really just coat myself before I start a practice. So we're going to come into our first position. Make sure that your strap is handy. You will need it. And we're going to come into Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet together, knees out wide. And we're going to come to lie all the way down onto your back. So I just want you to feel for settling into your posture here. Lengthen through the back of the neck, soften the shoulders down. You can rest your hands onto your thighs, or you can bring your hands onto your belly, or even just rest them out on the mat or on the ground next to you with your palms facing up. And for now, your only goal is to slow the breath down. Breathing in and out through the nose. Inviting deep cleansing breaths into the lungs. And exhaling it out through the nose. So just start to follow the breath into the body. Allow the back of the head to be heavy. So if you find this is too intense for your hips, feel free to just bend your knees and place the soles of your feet onto the mat, or come into a kind of cross-legged position. So really just finding a position that will work for your body. And then completely surrender. Welcome yourself to your mat today. Check in with yourself. How are you doing? How are you feeling emotionally, physically? And then tap into that intention that you've set for yourself. Allow it to guide you through your practice today. And just continue to connect to your breath. Just feeling the sensations as it flows into your body. filling up the body, filling up all the corners, all the crevices, all the tight spots. And exhaling any tension, any tightness that you may be holding on to. Let's take 3 more breaths like this. Deep inhale through the nose. Fill up the lungs, fill up the heart. Exhale through the nose, slow it down. Inhale fully. Let the belly expand. And then exhale as you let everything soften and draw back in. Last one, deep inhale. Hold it at the top for a moment. And exhale. If you are in Baddha Konasana, use your hands to draw your knees together. Just placing the soles of your feet onto your mat. You're going to grab a hold of your strap and you're going to place the strap around the ball of the right foot, or the arch rather of the right foot. And just start to extend your right leg skywards. So keep your left foot on the floor for now. And I want you to draw your hands quite high up the strap towards your foot and start to pull down on the strap. So you're pressing up with the right foot, creating a bit of resistance, and then slowly start to draw that leg towards you, just finding your edge. So take it easy, the body's still warming up. So breathe into the back of the leg. Take 1 breath here, deep inhale, full exhale. And then slowly start to slide your left leg all the way down onto the mat, engaging that leg. So the left toes are pointing up towards the sky. So the legs are active. Just take a few moments here to breathe into the back of the leg. Hamstrings are often one of the tight areas in our bodies. So just take it easy. Find your edge here. Don't go in too deep too soon. And then you're going to grab the strap in your right hand and extend your left arm out to the side. You're going to slowly start to draw that right leg out to the right. So your aim here is not to get the leg to the floor, but rather to ground into that left hip and make sure that left hip doesn't lift. So keep activating that left leg. The toes are pointing up towards the ceiling. Extend through the right leg out to the side, feeling the stretch in the inner thigh, into the calf. 2 deep Ujjayi breaths here. All right, inhale, bring that leg back to center. And you're going to change hands. So taking the strap into your left hand, right arm reaches out to the side. And we're going to take an IT band stretch. So that doesn't mean taking the right leg all the way over to the left, but keep that right hip grounded. So you may even want to place your right hand into the crease of your right hip and keep that hip grounded as you take your right leg over to the left. And you will definitely feel sensation in the right side or on the outside of your right leg. So just breathe into it. Try not to lift that right hip. Last 2 breaths. Good. Inhale, bring it back to center. Grab a hold of the strap with both hands. And we're going to flex and point into that right foot a few times. Just lengthening into the back of the leg. Creating some space. Really just giving our hamstrings, our calves a bit of love, a bit of attention. And then flex into your foot and start to draw that leg a little closer towards you. Breathe into a deep inhale. And exhale. Last one. Good. Bend into that right knee. Just remove your strap, place it to the side for now. And you're going to cross your right ankle across your left thigh, bending into your left knee, placing the foot onto your mat. You're going to bring your legs in towards your chest and wrap your hands around your thigh or your shin and draw your legs in. Relax your shoulders, relax the head onto your mat. Flex into both feet and just breathe deeply. Connect to your breath fiercely. Every time the mind wanders, bring it back. This is your anchor point, your breath. Last 2 breaths, deep inhale, full exhale. Good. Then releasing that left foot down onto the mat. We're going to take eagle legs. So wrapping the right leg over the left, you'll lift the feet up. And if you can, take a double wrap. But make sure that your shins are parallel to the ground. And you're going to take eagle arms as well. So this time, left elbow wraps over the right. Palms touch each other. And your forearms are parallel to the ground. And from here, we're going to start to draw the elbows and the knees away from each other until you feel the core engaged. And that's when the whole body starts to shake. So once that happens, you know you've got it. And then hold it here for 5, 4. Keep pressing the lower back into the mat. 3, 2. Last one. And release. Unravel the legs and the arms, hug the knees in towards the chest. And we're going to take it to the other side. So grab a hold of your strap and place the strap around the arch of the left foot, extending your left leg skywards. Okay, so again, walk your hands up your strap, find that resistance, pulling down on the strap, pressing up through the left foot. And then find your edge, drawing your leg towards you as close as you can. And remember, everybody's different. So I suppose that's one of the advantages of doing this online, right? You don't have to look around and see where everyone else is compared to where you are. So instead of worrying about that, I want you to close your eyes and feel it. Extend through the right leg. So the right leg rests down onto the mat, but is active, so the toes are pointing up. Legs are engaged. One more deep inhale. And exhale. Grab a hold of the strap in your left hand. You can place your right hand onto your right hip. And we're going to start to open the left leg out to the left. Take your time. Keep grounding into that right hip. Find your edge and then breathe. Breathe into it. Breathe into those tight spots. Last 2. Inhale, bring that left leg back to center. Let's swap hands. So take the strap into your right hand. You can take your left hand into the crease of your left hip and then slowly start to take that left leg over to the right. So if you're doing this properly, you are going to feel sensation in the whole outside of that left leg, from the calf, past the knee, all the way up to the hip. So it's not a very big movement. It's quite a subtle movement in making sure that that left hip remains on the mat. 2 more breaths, deep inhales. Keep that right foot active. Last breath. Good. Inhale, bring it back to center. Take a hold of your strap in both hands. Draw your hands up. And we're going to flex and point into the left foot a few times. I find this to be quite a nervy kind of feeling in the foot as we do this. So just notice any sensations as you move your body. Just being present to this, to where you are now. And flex into your foot and start to draw that leg a little closer towards you. Holding here for 3, 2, last one. And release. Bend into that left knee. Put your strap to the side. And then cross your left ankle across your right thigh. We're going to come into your needle thread on the other side. So bringing the legs in towards you, wrap your hands around your shin or your thigh, flex into your feet. Head is heavy, shoulders are relaxed. Last full breath, deep inhale and a full exhale. Nice, slowly release. Let's take your eagle legs on the other side. So wrapping left leg over the right, shins are parallel, and this time right elbow over the left. From here, press your lower back into the mat and then start to draw knees and elbows away from each other until you find that connection. Once you have it, keep that belly engaged and hold, breathing for 5, 4, 3, 2, last one, and release. Nice. Unravel, hug it in. Nice. And from here, extend the legs overhead and just start to create some momentum, rolling the length of your spine up and down a few times, giving yourself a bit of a massage. And then eventually bring yourself to seated at the top of your mat. And we're going to roll over our knees and come into a tabletop position facing the front. So your hands are directly underneath your shoulders, fingers spread wide, knees are underneath your hips. If you look between your legs, you should not be able to see your feet. We'll move through some cat and cow just to warm up the spine. So taking a deep inhale, let your belly drop, let your head lift. And then exhale as you round into your spine, tuck your tailbone. Inhale, arch into the lower back, draw your heart forward. And exhale, push the mat away from you, round into your back. Inhale into your cow pose. And exhale, round, pulling belly in towards the spine. Taking 2 more full breath in. Exhale, round. Start to find your Ujjayi breath here, inhaling through the nose, belly drops, and exhale, round. But coming back to a neutral spine, we're going to turn the hands so that the fingers are facing your knees. You're going to tuck your toes under, and we're going to stretch into the wrist. So walk your hands a little closer towards your knees, and then we're going to start to take your seat back towards your heels. So this is where you're going to work with your body, right? So some people already feel it here, and you may want to stay here. Otherwise, you're going to take your seat back to a point where you feel the stretch in your wrists before your palms start to lift, right? So you don't want the palms to lift. Keep the palms grounded onto your mat and take yourself as far back as you can and breathe into the stretch. Holding 3, 2, and 1. Good. Slowly release, untuck the toes, release the hands to normal position. And then we're going to take it to the other side. So you're going to flip your hands, placing the top of the hands onto your mat. And once again, tuck your toes under. So we're giving our toes a bit of a stretch here as well. And then slowly start to take your seat back towards your heels. Right, and just breathe. So again, you don't want the top of the hands to lift off of your mat. If they have lifted, you've gone too far. So maybe just back off a bit and just find that stretch in the front of the wrists. One more breath, deep inhale. And exhale. Nice. Slowly come back, untuck the toes, release the hands down. And we're going to come into a yogic squat, into malasana. So you're going to tuck your toes under and you're going to take yourself back into malasana. All right. So if your heels don't touch the ground, this is where you can either double up on your mat underneath you, or you can place blocks underneath your heels. Don't mind my chorus in the background. And then bring your hands to your hearts. Use your elbows to draw the knees away. And I want you to find length in the spine. So tailbone drops down, crown of the head lifts. And find your breath. Inhaling in and out through the nose. Starting to open up into the hips. One more breath, deep inhale. And exhale. All right, releasing your hands down to the mat. We're going to come into a forward fold. So drawing your hips up towards the sky or towards the ceiling, depending on where you are today. And then we're going to walk your hands forward, coming into your downward facing dog. So in your down dog, just pedal it out, stretch into the legs. Just take any movements that feel good. There's no right or wrong here, so move in a way that honors your body. And then come to find stillness in your downward facing dog. Feet are hip distance apart. Hands are shoulder distance apart. Broaden into your upper back. Find a nice long line from your wrist to your tailbone. And from your tailbone to your heels. Take a nice deep inhale. And exhale to sigh it out. Slowly start to walk your feet forward, coming into a forward fold at the top of the mat. Keep your knees soft if the back of the legs are tight, and then slowly roll the spine up, one vertebra at a time, until you come to standing in Tadasana mountain pose. When you get to the top, roll those shoulders up, back, and down, opening up into the heart space. Inhale, arms reach all the way up, sweep the arms, palms touch at the top, exhale to a forward fold, touch the earth. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, sweep the arms out and up. Palms touch, exhale, hands to your heart. Bring your intention back to your heart space. Often when we move through our practice, we forget about the intention that we set right at the beginning. So every time things get a bit challenging or you lose your breath, come back to that intention. Come back to your breath. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift, find a flat back. Right leg steps back into your lunge. And we're going to find an easy twisting lunge here, so ground into your right hand. Left arm reaches up high. Take a nice full breath in here. And exhale. Inhale, top arm reaches all the way overhead. Stretch into the side body. And exhale, hands down to the mat. Step it back into downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Exhale, we're going to lower knees, chest, and chin. Inhale into your baby cobra, coming onto your belly. Hover your hands, point your toes back, lift your heart. And exhale to push back into your downward facing dog. Take a full breath in, full breath out. Right leg reaches back behind you, three-legged dog. Knee to your chest, hover forward and plank. Draw your shoulders over your wrists. Create space so you can step that right foot forward, coming into a lunge. Broaden into your collarbones, open up into the heart space, and then step it forward, coming into your forward fold. Inhale, arms reach all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Hands down by your sides. Inhale, sweep it up, full breath in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift, lengthen. Left leg steps back, lunge. Keep that back knee off the ground, extended. You're going to take your easy twisting lunge. Left hand grounds, right arm reaches up. Stack through the shoulders. Feel for lifting through that left upper thigh. Inhale, reach the top arm all the way overhead, long line of energy. And exhale, release your right hand down. Step back, downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Exhale, lower knees, chest, and chin. Inhale, baby cobra. Hover the hands, use your lower back muscles. And exhale, push back, downward facing dog. Deep inhale, full breath out. Inhale, left leg reaches up, three-legged dog. Knee to chest, hover. Round the back, push the mat away from you, and then step it forward, coming into your lunge. Lift your heart, lift your gaze, and then right leg steps forward, coming into your forward fold. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, bring your intention into your heart space. Hands down by your sides, sweep your aura, take it all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, touch the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Ground your hands down, right leg steps back. And then your left, downward facing dog. Find your posture, find your breath. Tap into Ujjayi. So for those of you who don't know what Ujjayi is, it's breathing in through the nose and breathing out through the nose, but finding this ha sound with the mouth closed. So constriction in the back of the throat. Some call it an ocean breath. Some call it a Darth Vader breath. So you decide. So come up onto your toes, bend your knees, look up at your hands. You're going to walk, step, or float it forward, coming into your forward fold. Big toes touch, heels slightly apart, bend your knees, take your seat back. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up, coming into your chair pose, Utkatasana. So have a look down, make sure that you can see your toes. Weight is back in your heels. Take a deep inhale and exhale. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lengthen, halfway lift. Right leg steps back into a lunge. Lower the back knee down, and we're going to straighten into the front leg. So you might want to walk the left toes forward and then draw the toes up towards the ceiling. Breathe deeply into the back of the leg. Holding here for 3, 2, and 1. Nice. Coming back into your lunge, ground your hands down, tuck your back toes under, step back into downward facing dog. Bring your big toes to touch, so feet together. Inhale, rock forward to plank. And you're going to roll over onto your left side first, coming into your side plank. So if you're unable to come into side plank, you're going to place the right foot down onto the mat in a supported side plank. You can see I'm resting the knife edge of my back foot on the ground. Otherwise, if you're feeling strong today, right leg stacks on top of the left, and we're holding for 3, lifting the hips, 2, and 1, release. Hands come down to the mat and take it back into your downward facing dog. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Exhale, we're going to lower all the way down to the ground. Point your toes back. Inhale, cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Right leg steps forward. Lower the back knee down. Keep your hands on the ground. We're going to straighten into your front leg. Walk your toes forward and then draw them up towards the ceiling. Deep inhale, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold, bow down. So again, you've got the option, if you have blocks with you and you need to bring the ground a little closer, is to place your blocks underneath your hands. If you don't have blocks, books will do. And then breathe into the back of the leg here. So just use what you have available to get you into the best version of this posture. Last breath. Nice. Bend into your front knee. Ground your hands down. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Bring your feet together. Setting up for your side plank on the other side. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Draw your shoulders forward. We're rolling over onto the right side. Left arm reaches up. So again, supported side plank. Left foot comes down onto the ground. Otherwise, stack the left leg. Lift the hips. Lift up out of that right shoulder. Hold. 3, 2, and 1. Release your left hand down. Take it back. Downward facing dog. Feet hip distance apart. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Exhale, chaturanga all the way down. Keep those elbows tucked in. Point your toes back. Inhale, cobra. Push the mat away from you, but keep the shoulders away from the ears. And exhale to push back. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Right leg reaches back behind you. 3-legged dog. Knee to chest, hover forward and plank. Round the back. And then step your right foot forward, setting up warrior 2. So strong posture. Front heel in line with your back heel or in line with the arch of your back foot. Reverse your right palm. Let's take your reverse warrior. And then come back into warrior 2. Straighten into your front leg. We're going to hinge forward at the hips, reaching forward until you can't reach anymore. And then bring your hand down to your shin. You can also place a block on the ground and reach your left arm high. Triangle pose. Feel for lengthening through the right side of the waist. So we're not dumping into it, but rather finding space. Long line of energy from fingertips to fingertips. So you can take your gaze up towards your left thumb, or you can take your gaze down to your foot. One more breath, deep inhale. And exhale. Bring your left hand down onto your hip. Take your gaze down to your right foot. Bend into your right knee. You're going to place your hand down on the ground in front of your right foot. You might need to heel toe your back foot a little closer. And then we're going to start to shift your weight onto your right foot, extending through the left leg, finding your half moon balance. Left arm reaches up high. You want to open your body out to the left. So your chest is not facing the ground. This is not what we're doing. We want to open the hips up. Flex into that left foot. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. We're going to step back into triangle pose. So take this slowly. Bend into your standing leg and then step the left leg back, straightening into your front leg and finding your triangle pose once again. Take a full breath in and exhale. Release your hands down on the ground, swivel onto your back toes. We're going to lower the back knee down and come all the way up into your low lunge. Nice. From here, we're going to bend into the left elbow and use your right hand to guide that elbow back. So we're stretching into the tricep. Try not to open too much into the ribs. So feel for drawing those ribs in. Engage the belly. So you're feeling a stretch into the left hip flexor as well. Hold it here. 3, 2, and 1. And from here, we're going to guide that left elbow over onto the right thigh. So on the outside of the thigh, you're going to flex into your left wrist and then place your right palm on top of your left palm. And I want you to feel for drawing your belly away from your thigh and pressing down with that right hand to get a really nice deep twist. Finding your breath. 3, 2, last one. Beautiful. Coming for bringing your hands down onto the ground, coming back into your lunge. You're going to tuck your back toes under, and we're going to take it into your standing split. So you shift your weight forward onto your right foot and extend the left leg high. So I'm sure that right leg's talking to you already. So breathe into it, answer it with your breath. We're holding here 2 breaths. Deep inhale and exhale. Last one, full breath in and exhale. Step it back. Downward facing dog. Ground your hands. Let's take a vinyasa. Inhale, rock forward to plank. Take your chaturanga. So remember, with chaturanga, you've always got the option to lower the knees if you need to. If you want to take a full chaturanga, you can do that too. Inhale into your low cobra or upward facing dog. And we'll meet back in downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Left leg reaches back behind you. 3-legged dog. Knee to chest, hover in plank. Let's step that left foot forward, coming into warrior 2 on the other side. So find your posture. Strong arms, ground into your feet. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, take it back, warrior 2. Straighten into your front leg. Start to hinge forward. And then bring your left hand down to your shin. Right arm reaches up. Again, lengthening through the crown of the head, reaching your torso back as if you were leaning against an imaginary wall. Engage your legs, squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other. One more breath. Beautiful. Release that right hand down onto your right hip. Take your gaze down to your left foot. Bend into your left knee and place your hand down to the ground. So again, you can heel toe your back foot a little closer. You're going to shift your weight forward. So that left hand is about a ruler distance out in front of your left foot. And then start to extend through the right leg. Once you've found your balance, right arm reaches up high. Once again, you're opening up into the body. Flex into that right foot so the toes are drawing towards the shin. Keep your gaze steady on one point. Hold 3, 2, and 1. We're going to take it back into triangle pose. So move with grace. Bend into that standing leg. Slowly step the right leg back. Straighten into your front leg and find Trikonasana. One breath here. Deep inhale. And exhale. Release your hands down. Swivel onto your back toes, finding your lunge. Lower the back knee down. Inhale. Arms reach all the way up. Nice. Bend into your right elbow. Bring your hand behind your back. Use your left hand to guide that elbow back. Draw or knit your ribs in. Tuck your tailbone. Feel the stretch in that right hip flexor. All the way down the front of the hip. Hold 3, 2, and 1. We're going to guide that right elbow over to the other side. So on the outside of your left thigh. Flex into the right palm. Place your left palm on top of the right. Draw your belly away from your thigh. Draw your thumbs to your heart space as you press down with your left hand. And hold 3. Breathing deeply, 2. And 1. Beautiful. Release your hands down to the mat. Okay, we're taking your standing splits from here. So tuck your back toes under. Shift your weight forward. And extend through the right leg. So this is also where you can use your blocks under your hands if you need to. For those that need a little more, take your left hand behind your left heel and draw your chest closer towards your thigh, lifting your right leg higher. Holding 3, 2, and 1. Slowly step it back. Downward facing dog. Take a full breath in. Full breath out. Inhale to plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Full breath in. Full breath out. Bring your knees down to the mat. Take them as wide as the mat, big toes touch. And then take your feet back to your heels, coming into your child's pose. So bring your forehead down to the mat. Relax your elbows and forearms down. And soften your heart down. Connect to your breath. Feeling into each one. Last 2. With every inhale, feel your heart and chest expand. And with every exhale, let your heart melt down towards the mat. Gently bring yourself back up onto all fours. Bring your knees directly underneath your hips. And we're going to set up for your dolphin pose. So you're going to bring your forearms down onto the mat. And you're going to take your hands to opposite arms to your upper arms. All right, so not down by your elbows, but a little higher up. And then keep your elbows where they are. Extend your arms out in front of you. Spread your fingers wide. Tuck your toes under. Take a deep inhale, round into your back. And then exhale, lift your knees, draw your hips up towards the sky. Dolphin pose. So you want your head off of the ground. You don't want to be resting your head on the ground. Lift up out of those shoulders. Draw your chest towards your thighs. It's a really good stretch and good strength for the shoulders. This is enough. Stay here. Otherwise, inhale, right leg reaches up. Hold it here. Good. And release. Left leg reaches up high. Breathing in and out through the nose. And release. Let's take one more breath in dolphin. Deep inhale, lift up out of those shoulders. And exhale, release your knees down to the mat. Bring your knees together, big toes touch. Take your seat back to your heels, coming into a variation of child's pose. Reaching your arms back behind you towards your feet. Resting your head down onto the mat. So just connect to your breath. Last two. Let the back of the body open. Back gate to the heart. Let your shoulders round over your thighs. One more breath. Good. And bring your hands under your shoulders and use them to gently guide yourself back up. Nice, all right. Bring your hands down onto your mat. Let's come into your downward facing dog. So keep your strap handy. We're going to need it for our next posture. Okay, so tucking your toes under, extending through the legs, downward facing dog. Come up onto your toes, bend your knees, look up at your hands. You're going to walk, step, or float it forward. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up. And exhale, hands to your heart. Hands down by your sides. Okay, I want you to ground down into your left foot. And you're going to bring your right knee in towards your chest. So find your balance. Find a point in front of you to focus on, to keep your gaze steady. You're going to take your left hand to the outside of your right knee. And we're going to start to twist towards the right, reaching that right arm back behind you. If you want, you can take your gaze all the way back to your right thumb. Hold it here. 3, 2, and 1. And then from here, bring your right hand onto your hip. See if you can grab the outside of the right foot. Okay? And then from here, maybe you can extend into that right leg, even if it's just a bit. If you can extend fully, you can do that. And then extend the right arm back. Hold. 3, 2, and 1. Bend into the knee. Bring it back in. Bring yourself back to center. And release. Well done. All right, so grab a hold of your strap. So if you do need it, have it handy. I like to put mine around my neck, so it is handy when I do need it. So we're going to come into what we did right in the beginning when we were lying on the floor and we had the strap and we extended our leg out in front of us and out to the side. We're going to do the same standing up. So if you need your strap, you're going to take your strap and place it around the arch of the right foot. And you're going to start to extend the right leg out in front of you. Okay? If you don't need your strap or you want to try it without, you're going to use your peace fingers. Right hand to your right big toe. Hook your peace fingers and your thumb around the big toe and then slowly start to extend your right leg out in front of you. You can maybe extend your left arm out to the side to find your balance. Hold it here. 3, Deep breaths. 2 and 1. We're going to take that right leg all the way out to the side. Holding for 3, 2 and 1. Bring it back to center. Release the strap or your big toe, but keep the left or the right leg rather extended. Using your hip flexors to lift. One more breath. And exhale, pendulum swing that right leg back and step it back behind you. Okay, so you can release your strap for now. Bring your hands to your hips. Take a deep inhale breath. And then exhale to fold forward. So make sure that your back heel is grounded. So this is again where you can use your blocks or your books, whatever you have, or your paint tins, if you need a little bit of height just to place your hands on. But make sure that the legs are as straight as you can get them. Okay? Inhaling to lengthen and exhaling to fold. 2 more breaths, a deep inhale and exhale. Last one. Good. Then from here, we're going to lean into your 5 right fingertips. Okay, or your hand is on a block. Okay. I'm going to start to reach the left arm up towards the ceiling, finding your revolve triangle. Stack the shoulders. Lengthen through the waist. One more breath. And release. Hand down to the mat. Step it forward, coming into your forward fold. Inhale. Sweep the arms all the way up. Exhale. Draw your intention to your heart space. Hands down by your sides. Let's take it to the other side. So grounding into your right foot. You're going to bring your left knee in towards your chest. Okay, so opposite hand to knee, right hand grabbing a hold of the left knee. Slowly start to twist towards the left, taking your left arm back behind you. Ground into that right foot, hold for 3, 2, and 1. Beautiful. Bring that left hand to your left hip. You're going to grab a hold of the outside of your left foot with your right hand. And maybe start to extend your leg a bit. Okay, so it doesn't need to be dead straight. Just take it to where you can. And then extend that left arm back. Hold. 3, 2, and 1. Gently bring it back. Nice. And slowly release. Good. Okay, so grab your strap if you need it. We're going to place the strap around the ball of your left foot. And as we did on the floor earlier, start to extend your left leg out in front of you. Otherwise, grab a hold of your big toe with your peace fingers and your thumb and start to extend. Find your breath. Engage your belly. And then slowly start to take that left leg out to the side. You can extend your right arm out. Open up into the hip. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Slowly bring it back to center. Good. Release the foot. Keep extending the leg. Hold it. One more breath. Deep inhale. And exhale. Pendulum swing that left leg back. Setting up for your pyramid pose. So make sure you're not standing on a straight line. The toes are pointing forward. Hands on your hips. Inhale, lengthen. And exhale, fold. Bring your hands down to the mat or onto blocks. Find your breath. Connect. Deepen into it. Go into that quiet space that we all have within us. Last full breath. Gently starting to lean into your left hand, right arm, reaches up high, Trikonasana triangle pose, revolved. One more breath, full inhale and exhale. Release your hands down, step it forward, coming into your forward fold. Inhale, arms reach all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, touch the earth. Inhale, halfway lift. Let's step it back, plank pose. Let's take your final Vinyasa Chaturanga. Inhale, Cobra or Up Dog. And exhale, Downward Facing Dog. Inhale to plank. Let's lower all the way down to the ground. And from here, you're going to roll onto your back. Nice. And then just bring your knees in towards your chest. Hug it in and gently rock from side to side. Good. From here, coming to center, extend the arms out to the sides, palms facing down. Take a nice full breath in. And as you exhale, let the knees fall all the way over to the right. So stack the left hip over the right. Let the shoulders soften down. Let your eyes be soft. Relax your jaw. Let go of any tension in the neck. Smooth out the forehead. Space between the eyes. Last full breath. Inhale, bring it back to center. And then let's take it over to the opposite side. So drawing the knees all the way over to the left. Keep your knees nice and high. Let the feet rest on the ground so you don't need to hold them up. Right shoulder softens. Head is heavy. Thoughts are soft. Inhale, bring them back to center. Hug your knees in. We're going to start to sit up for your final resting pose, Shavasana. So extending your legs all the way down and make sure that you're really comfortable and warm in your Shavasana. So take your feet as wide as the mat. Let your feet flop out to the sides. Spread your body, take up space. Extend your arms out to the sides, palms facing up in a receiving gesture. Lengthen through the back of the neck. Shoulders down, away from the ears. Lengthen through the lower back. And then completely surrender your body to the ground. Close your eyes. Let the eyeballs drop to the back of the head. And as you settle into your Shavasana, I'd like to end off with a reading by Dana Folds called One Breath at a Time. Breathe with me in the rhythm of mountain streams, in the hypnotizing cadence of waves breaking on the shore. Breathe in the peace that plays just beneath the agitated surface of the mind. Find the breath that expresses your connection to the silence, to abiding forgiveness, to the shining light of spirit in your heart. Your own true breath can release you from the prison of your fears. It all starts here. The choice to breathe, relax, and feel. The choice to witness without judgment and allow the truth of life to be revealed. So take the next minute or so to really surrender to Mother Earth's embrace. Let her hold you. And rest deeply. Slowly begin to journey back to your body, back to your yoga mat. As beginning to deepen into your senses, starting to waken up the body, breathing deeply, inviting some movement to your fingers and your toes. And then when you're ready, reach your arms all the way overhead and give yourself a nice, big, full body stretch. Reach through the fingertips, reach through the toes. Take a nice deep inhale and sigh it out. Hug your knees in towards your chest. Roll over onto your left-hand side, using your arm as a support for your head. And just take a moment here in your fetal position to integrate, to allow the energy from your practice to soak into your cells. And then when you're ready, gently bring yourself to seated, facing the front with your eyes closed. Bring your hands to prayer in front of your heart. Just bringing your intention back to mind. Take a nice deep inhale and exhale, sigh it out. Thank you for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. Until we meet on the mat again, the love, light, and understanding in me bow in honors to the love, light, and willingness in each of you. Namaste.